To remove the BVSV from the engine, you're going to need a special tool, which is basically a slotted driver like this. And so the reason it has to be slotted is because you need some clearance to accommodate the tubes. And this guy right here is a 19 millimeter hex, 135 millimeters long. So 19 millimeters is, I guess, 3/4 of an inch. I initially obtained one of these guys, but as you can see, it was just a little tad too short. This tube here was bottoming out against the body of the tool, so the longer one is going to work a lot better. Also note the following. When BVSV is inside the tool, you can see that these two tubes are protruding outside, and that's going to be important in a minute. Another thing I want to mention is that this shank here has a reduced neck area, and when I used it and applied a little bit of force turning this thing, it broke off because of the increased stress. So what my recommendation would be, before you use this guy right here, just cut it off with an abrasive disc or something like that. So you would have something like this, and then your 1/4 inch socket could just engage this portion right here, and you won't have to worry about this thing breaking. Okay, so let's walk over to the car so you can see where the BVSV is located. It's a little bit of a trick to get in there with the camera, but there it is in the water jacket. So what I'll try to do is just insert this tool straight down. It's really not very difficult. And now it engages the hex of the BVSV. So now you just need to turn it out. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, the BVSV tubes are protruding outside of this socket. And the problem is that as you turn it, there's a couple of vacuum hoses right in the way. So I'm pulling on the shoelace, and that's lifting the vacuum hoses or moving them. So as you turn the BVSV, the two tubes are going to actually be in contact with those vacuum lines. So in order to be able to turn the BVSV out, you're going to have to lift and then lower, depending on where the BVSV is being unthreaded. So you actually have room, sufficient room to unscrew the BVSV. Another thing to keep in mind is that this thing is in the water jacket, so before taking it out, you're going to need to drain the coolant, so you don't have to worry about excessive coolant coming out. But yeah, so if you don't drain the coolant, you're going to have a bit of a flood in that area. So drain the coolant before removing it.